Coming up tonight on KSL Outdoors. Get him?
Flaming Gorge is overpopulated with small lake trout, and biologists need your help thinning them out.
Nice.
Plus a preview of this year's Burbot Bash.
And we brought our official taste testers for the pups here at the Gorge. I'm Adam Eakle, and this is KSL Outdoors.
KSL Outdoors with Adam Eakle is brought to you by your local Ford stores.
Thanks for tuning in to KSL Outdoors. I'm Adam Eakle, along with Rob Keefe of the Wyoming Game and Fish. And Rob, we're at Flaming Gorge today. What are we after?
We're after lake trout pups today. The small lake trout, less than 28 inches. We got way too many in the reservoir right now, and we need people to help us harvest them.
All right, we brought lots of kids up to help you do that.
Good. It's a lot of fun catching these pups.
Let's go catch them.
All right, sir.
All right. Hey, a little tip when you come ice fishing, bring the kids. They love pulling the sleds. I just got nervous because they heard it crack.
So I drilled 5 holes today. So I have a sonar is going to be in the middle hole. Got 2 lake trout holes, and I've got 2 shallow holes. I'll fish deep in the lake trout, and I'll fish 10 to 20 feet under the ice in the shallow holes. Now I'm going to set a couple jaw jackers or tip ups would work for my last 2 rods out of the 6 I can use, and I'm hoping to get some burbot or maybe some lake trout on those.
Nice. Walk backwards, walk backwards. Nice. That one's right on the bottom.
50 to 70 feet is a good depth range to be looking for the lake trout pups. At least when they're feeding, that's a good kind of rule of thumb, and then just look outside those depths if you're not finding them.
First fish of the day.
Right now, and actually for over a decade now, we've had way too many pups in the reservoir here. The fish that we're catching today, anywhere from 18 to 24 inches, these fish are stunted compared to what they were back in the early 90s. In the early 90s, an 8-9-year-old fish was easily 30 inches, maybe a little longer. Right now, the same 8 to 9-year-old fish is 23 inches. So they're just not growing as fast.
Oh, I missed him again. Dang it.
First one.
What'd you get him with?
Yellow 2.5-inch tube. Little piece of sucker meat.
So we need folks to come out, help.
Good job.
Catch these little fish.
Good job, Tay.
Get them out of here, take them home. They're great eating, especially this time of year. But we need to get these little fish out of here, or we're not going to have a trophy component in 20 years from now.
I mean, it's a Friday, but there's got to be 60, 70.
This is great.
Yeah.
Yep, this is great to see a lot of people.
People are coming out, but
Yep.
there's still more opportunity.
Oh yeah, and with the weather that has forecast, the ice should crawl down the reservoir, and people just follow the safe ice and keep catching pups.
Oh, we had it in his mouth. They blew it. Oh, he got him. Dog. So that's how you hook set? These little weak, limp-wristed hook sets don't work?
Oh man, drive the steel to him, buddy. Drive the steel to him.
Nice.
I can put it back in, you can reel the rest of the way in.
Okay. What kind of structure should they look for, especially depth and structure?
What I tend to look for is I'm looking for an area where there's a flat that goes out and then meets the river channel and drops off abruptly. So you might be fishing a flat from 50 to 70 foot of water, and then you go 30 yards away and you drop into 100 or more foot of water.
So you want to be on that flat?
You want to be on that flat, but adjacent to
edge.
that deep water, because the fish are going to roll out of that deep water.
What we're looking for.
And come up onto these flats to feed.
Get him? Yep. Oh, good job.
I use tube jigs typically around 2 to 3 inch long. Really vary the color. I got white and I've got green on now, but I've used the luminescent clear bodied. I'll use darker colors. A little bit of sucker meat on the jig.
Here he comes.
A critical part is some kind of sonar, whether it be a flasher or whether it be actual fish finders, so you know when the fish is down there looking at your lure.
Oh, missed him again.
Dad, you said.
Should I let Adam reel this one in? You need some footage of Adam reeling this fish?
You might.
There might be a while.
Man, we were getting our butts kicked. Ryan's out there catching a few, and we're not doing anything.
Haven't caught much.
But we're warm at least here in the tent.
That's true.
Hey, we'll have more lake trout fishing here coming up in a moment. But first, let's check out this week's climate quiz question.
Flaming Gorge Reservoir is famous for producing fish of state and world record size, including the Utah Catch and Keep lake trout record caught in 1988 by Kurt Bilby. Kurt's fish is an impressive 51 pounds, 8 ounces. Our climate quiz question is, can you name the other current Utah angling record fish to come out of Flaming Gorge? Now, once you know the answer, log on to our KSL Outdoors Facebook page, give us the correct answer, and while you're at it, give us a like. We'll then randomly select and announce a winner on our Facebook page the following week. The winner set to walk away with a Climate Static V sleeping pad. Climate, comfortable, rugged, and lightweight. KSL Outdoors, powered by Ford. We'll be right back to the gorge.
KSL Outdoors is also brought to you by Fish Tech Outfitters, Utah State Parks, Burt Brothers, Sportsman's Warehouse, Evanston, Wyoming, Climate, Intermountain Wind and Solar, and Camp Chef.
Yep. Finally! Holy crud. That stinking fish only took 10 minutes to hook. We got him.
Welcome back to KSL Outdoors and beautiful Flaming Gorge.
Oh, and he's a little guy, but he'll work.
There's been a lot of people out here, so I think anglers are going to find that as ice forms further down reservoir, to hit those new ice areas and target those pup lake trout or even rainbow trout, burbot.
Good looking rainbow.
It's going to be better on new ice.
And you'd like to see more anglers up here doing this.
For sure, you know, there's a lot of anglers that do target them through the ice, and ironically enough, ice anglers are the ones that are more prone to harvesting lake trout. Oh, nice. Pull them back. Very
nice.
good. Good job. It's a great opportunity for kids.
Here you go.
To load up the dinner plates.
Biologists hope that anglers will respond to their call to
Can be a good eater.
come up and catch these smaller lake trout, much like they have with the invasive burbot.
Nice.
Next Friday, the Flaming Gorge Chamber of Commerce will once again host the annual Burbot Bash. Last year's bash was the biggest yet.
Yeah, it was a really good turnout last year, and
930.
we should see even better turnout this year just because it was such a successful year last year, and they hand out a lot of money.
Yeah,
So
they do.
that draws a lot of people's attention, regardless of the people that are here, just to help out the resource. And
Yeah, and if you're looking for a good way to come out and target these burbot, we did a YouTube video that's like 9-10 minutes long that shows you everything.
it show you everything. I send it out all the time whenever people call me and ask. I get a lot of that this time of year, and people calling and asking questions about how to target burbot, and I'm like, you know what, watch this YouTube video first. Gary Yamamoto grubs, the luminous white, just hit them with a black light, and then call me if you have any questions. And you know what? Nobody calls back.
We'll put a link on our Facebook page and our KSL.com if you're looking for that. So if you're coming out for the burbot bash, make sure that you check that video out. It's good information from Mosley, and he's done a lot of burbot fishing.
Yep, a little bit.
What'd you see in your nets this year?
We saw a big increase in burbot again, unfortunately. Big increase in densities. And what was really alarming is we saw a big increase down in the Utah portion of the reservoir, where they've almost tripled in abundance down in the Utah portion.
When burbot were first discovered in the Green River drainage, biologists knew they'd eventually have an impact on the fishery here at the gorge.
Oh, Coach got one.
And they have.
Smallmouth bass are hurting on the Wyoming side because of the burbot. We've actually, starting January 1st, we're going to catch and release only on the Wyoming side for smallmouth. So no harvest for the foreseeable future.
Woo. Good one. Got to see him come up off the bottom, look at the jig, and I saw it just barely twitch, and then I wait for it to just barely twitch again, and I set the hook.
Hey, we're with Colton Christensen with Christensen Lakeshore Tackle. You know, a lot of people think of you guys, your company, as kokanee tackle, but I just found out you guys do rods too.
We do. We do 7 different glow rods, and
All for ice fishing.
all for ice fishing.
Yeah.
We designed them for specifically burbot, but we use them for rainbows, perch. We've got ultralight all the way up to your heavy rods. we're looking at coming out with a bunch more ice fishing gear. We've got some lures that we're designing right now for ice fishing.
Yeah.
And we may see a tent on the way here soon.
Cool. Very cool. So if people want to find either of the rods, where do they look?
They can look at Sportsman's Warehouse and a lot of smaller outlets. They can also find us online at lakeshoretackle.com.
I look forward to this all year, but you can come catch, some days catch a lot of fish. They're good sized and they're perfect for the smoker. And I take all these home and put them in a brine and smoke them, and the whole family enjoys them.
That's a little guy, huh? Not as big as the one Ryan's been catching, huh?
Or not the slimy ones I've been putting in the bowl.
That's true. But you hungry?
Yes.
You want to go cook some fish?
Yes.
All right, we're going to go cook some fish up here in a moment. But first, let's head back to the guys at Fish Tech for tonight's fishing report.
Hey, George Summer here with Fish Tech Outfitters. Today we're talking ice fishing. The lures, tips, and techniques you need to get you out there. We've got a lot of places with ice on it, and a lot more coming online. It's the opportunity to get you, the angler, out there where you normally couldn't go unless you had a boat. And it's a nice, great social event. A lot of lures that'll work for trout. A lot of lures work for panfish. We've got some lures that'll work for other species as well. We've got plastics. We've got tube jigs. We've got ice flies. Those are all great lures for trout and panfish. We've got some attractors if you want to bring those trout in with an ice fly underneath. And then we've got some specialized ones just for panfish that are deadly effective. Now for those of you that are fishing the Burbot bass, you want some glow-in-the-dark baits like these grubs or these tubes, and you're going to want to tip them with some sucker meat. And right now the fishing's good, the fish are shallow, and it's time to get out there and go. Go into the Burbot bass, have a great time. For tips and techniques like these and many others, stop in and see us at Fish Tech Outfitters. And now for tonight's fishing line.
Welcome back to KSL Outdoors. I'm Adam Eakle here with Ryan Mosley. And Ryan, you've had my family over many times, and we've caught kokanee and lake trout, and you've cooked them up, and everyone in my family's eaten them except for Taylor. But your recipe's so good, I think today she'll even eat them.
She might. You know, I actually just got her to eat some of my smoked lake trout dip, and she actually downed it. I was actually impressed. I had to tie her shoes to get her to eat it.
So smoked lake trout, you can obviously smoke it. They're great smoked.
Oh, they're awesome smoked. Yeah, you can grab a chunk of this like this. It's fantastic.
Or make this great dip that you made here.
Make a dip.
It's half gone.
A lot more palatable. It's already half gone. I'm not going to say who ate that.
It was Jared.
But yeah, fantastic this way too.
Okay. But your recipe that I've had numerous times, just on the barbecue grill, and it's always been really good. Everybody ate it except for Taylor, so we're gonna get her to eat it today.
Okay.
Show me how to do it.
Okay. All right, so the first thing, I've already oiled these fillets right here.
Okay, just some olive oil, right?
Yep, just some olive oil. You could also do melted butter.
Okay.
Mix in a little bit of honey. And I'm gonna season them with a little bit of lemon pepper.
Now somebody forgot one of the ingredients. What was it?
That would be garlic salt.
Yeah.
That's actually a key ingredient, but I wasn't going to mention
forgot it.
I wasn't going to mention it on camera anyway.
So bring garlic salt. Don't forget garlic salt. And then what are you throwing on there now?
I have some Italian breadcrumbs here.
Now I've noticed you like these for kokanee and lake trout, all of it.
I do. It's fantastic. A lot of times, like when I tell you that I'm feeding you kokanee, it's actually lake trout.
I know. I figured. And it's that simple.
That simple. And so when I put this on the grill, I'm actually putting it flesh side down. I char it real quick, and then I finish it off on the skin side down.
All right, let's go hit the grill.
Okay.
Camp Chef set up. All right, so I got the Camp Chef 2-burner Explorer. It's cranked up. It says 550 degrees. I don't know. That's pretty hot. Oh yeah, it's hot. These are really simple, right?
Right. Yep. All we're gonna do is just flash them real quick, flesh side down first.
And why do you do that?
I like that charred grill taste in them.
Yeah. And we put a little olive oil on the grill just so they wouldn't stick.
Yeah, exactly. And they've got olive oil on the flesh too. So.
Okay.
Yep. We're just gonna leave that down for a minute or two.
Okay.
And then we'll flip them, skin side down, and they'll finish until they flake.
Pretty easy.
Whoa, if I'm doing it, it's real easy.
Yeah. What do you normally do? We brought some salads. What would you normally do with something like this?
My wife does noodle salads, baked potatoes, scalloped potatoes, different things. I'm not real particular about it. You know, the fish is good in itself, but yeah, there's all kinds of different sides you can do with it.
And I noticed you took out the bones above the ribs, so there's no bones.
I do take those laterals out. Those don't really bother me. They're not very big bones, but they bother people, so I take them out.
Yeah, beautiful. And Taylor, since you are our non-fish eater in our family, here we go. A little lemon and one little bite, right? You can do it. Oh yeah, so done, Ryan. Here you go. Take a bite. Tell us honest truth. Take a bite.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad?
It's not that bad.
But you're not going to eat this whole fillet?
No.
That's good more for us.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Hey, these are a good, great fish to come catch, and as we've shown, I enjoy them. They're good fish to eat.
They're phenomenal fish to eat. Yeah, and I feed them to my family all the time. I eat them all the time. Look at me, I'm normal.
Semi.
Yeah, right.
Hey, we'll have more here as we dine on these beautiful lake trout in a moment. But first, down a different trail in tonight's Utah Field Guide.
In addition to the Burbot Bash at Flaming Gorge next week, there's also a Fish Lake Perch Tournament going on Saturday the 21st from 8 to 2. Last year, more than 1,800 anglers caught nearly 35,000 yellow perch. Biologists hope that thinning the abundant perch population will help the newly introduced kokanee salmon thrive. So if you can't make the bash, head on up to Fish Lake next Saturday and win some prizes. To get you ready for the Burbot Bash or the Fish Lake Perch Tournament, our friends over at Fish Tech Outfitters are holding a free ice fishing seminar next Wednesday from 7 to 8:30 at the store. There you'll get some tips for ice fishing and meet up with some of the most knowledgeable ice anglers in Utah. Mickey Anderson from Fish Tech and James Bradshaw from Maniac Custom Lures will be on hand to answer your questions and give you some tips and techniques to ensure you and your family are successful this year. For more information, log on to our KSL Outdoors page at ksltv.com.
Well, the fishing's been tough for me today, kind of getting my butt kicked, but at least the weather's nice. If you do bring your kids out, bring some sunscreen, some sunshades. It's actually pretty bright out here. Hey, let's check that recreation forecast now by turning it over to the guys and gals in the weather department. Welcome back to KSL Outdoors. I'm Adam Eakle, back here at Flaming Gorge Reservoir. Hey, don't forget, if you're looking for some ideas to get your family into the outdoors, like the Burbot Bash or the Burbot Classic, you can always find those dates and many more right there on our outdoors calendar page at ksltv.com. First lake trout.
Yep.
Pretty cool. It's tough fishing sometimes,
It
huh?
is.
But you don't even eat fish.
No, I don't.
Well, you can't put it back because I want it.
Right.
Hey, don't forget when you have your kids out, even your older kids out with you, take some few snapshots, submit it to our snapshot contest. Now your turn. Let's see if you can beat Taylor's little laker with the snapshot of the week.
We kick it off with a quest that finished off in Utah. Luke Schmidt has traveled the world to shoot ducks and geese. The only species he hasn't shot is a tundra swan. This year, Luke drew a tundra swan tag and called his 16-year-old buddy Joshua Martin from Utah to help him fulfill his dream. Luke said, "Utah is one of the most beautiful places in the world that he has ever hunted." It took a couple of years for John to convince the guys at work onto the ice for some ice fishing. Finally, this year, John was able to get them out in -3-degree temperatures, no less, and the guys had a blast. This is Chris Pratt with his 20-inch man-away trout, and by the smile on his face, I think John has made a convert out of Chris. The Meyer family drew not one, but 3 limited entry elk tags for the Southwest Desert late hunt this year. Todd's 76-year-old dad was the first to tag out with this dandy bull, his first ever. Todd's daughter-in-law Becky was up next and bagged this beautiful 340 class bull. Todd's brother Paul also tagged out on his biggest bull to date. All 3 hunters pushed past their limitations and with the support of family made it happen. Wyatt was hunting ducks in northern Utah and was a bit surprised to see this whitetail buck so far from home. Wyatt says he couldn't believe it and got a picture so that everyone else would believe him. And finally, our winner tonight captured his family passion of pheasant hunting. Preston Bound says the pheasant hunt is a family event. This year, hunting his grandpa's land, the family bagged a few birds and captured some of the shots with a GoPro. Preston says this early morning was a great day to be out hunting with the family, and a pheasant hunt is just one way to enjoy the many things Utah has to offer. We couldn't agree more, Preston. A cool shot that has now bagged you our big prize for having the Snapshot of the Week. Remember, submit your pictures or video plus an explanation of your latest outdoor adventures online at ksltv.com. The winner each week wins a commemorative 100th anniversary National Parks cast iron Dutch oven and skillet. And the winner is also entered into our Ford Trucks quarterly Facebook giveaway for a Camp Chef pellet grill.
Whether you're hiking with your buddies in the backcountry or just enjoying a meal on your back patio, Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Ryan, that was really good. I think I ate 4 or 5 fillets. She lied though. She took a bite, turned off camera, and spit it out.
She did.
Yeah.
She did, so we're gonna have to do it again real quick.
Yeah. Hey, and you were saying this earlier, both you and Rob, but Ryan, you were saying that people need to kind of follow the ice down. As the ice gets consistent and gets stronger, follow for these lake trout pups.
Oh yeah, I mean, first ice is always best fishing, so the further down the reservoir the ice gets, the better the fishing will get.
Boy, you and I were swinging and missing all day today, Rob. What's the deal?
Ugly.
It was ugly.
It happens.
It does happen. It was fun. Thanks for inviting us out.
Thanks for coming.
Burbot bass just around the corner, so get a team, get out here, come slam some burbot, and then come hit the middle of the lake, get some lake trout. I'm Adam Eakle for all of us here, reminding you to get out with your family, your friends, and make some memories outdoors. We'll see you next weekend. Good night.